Hello everyone, we're continuing with our Unit 2 Marine Life Form Review, focusing now upon ocean sediment. Our goals are adding to our essential vocabulary list. You're going to draw a cross-section of the benthic, pelagic, and oceanic zones for a review, taking your current quizzes, and building your Examination 2 review sheet. Again, we are continuing with our Objective 3, which is analyzing the physical, chemical, and biological dynamics of our Earth's oceans. In addition, one of our main learning goals is to continuing to examine the marine environments and how they're divided into the coast, which is land influenced by the ocean, and the oceans. Now, these sentences I'd like you to do is show me, tell me. You're going to share tomorrow or later in the week, and you're going to take these sentences and the word bank of nekton, ocean bottom, open ocean, plankton, plants, and animals, and you're going to complete the sentences, and afterwards you're going to draw an illustration. That's where the labeling comes in. So here's the first sentence. The ocean can be further divided into the benthic zone, which is called the, and then complete the sentence, and then the pelagic zone, complete that blank, which are floating organisms, blank and blank, which are swimming organisms, live in the pelagic zone. Again, a show me, tell me. Build a diagram of the benthic, pelagic, and oceanic zone using this information. Now, the virtual lab that you have an opportunity to do is looking at the different types of sediment that are found on the oceanic floor. The first is a lithogenous, and that means it's birthing from rocks, or terragenous. It's coming from the earth in some way. Terra firma. Rocky sediments are derived from the weathering or erosion of the continental rocks, or oftentimes from a volcanic event as well. Now, the sediments that you're going to be looking at for the lab are classified by characterization of their size and their parent origin material. For instance, biogenous material comes from tiny organisms that when they decay in the sea, they settle to the bottom, and their remains mostly just consist of the silicate and carbonate shells, and those are further, of course, the parent materials are generally the foraminifera, the radiolaria, the diatoms, and they're named accordingly. They're known as biogenesis oozes. It's a very exciting word. The next type of sediment you're going to be studying is the hydrogenous or cosmogenous sediments. And the hydrogenesis are primarily from a metalloid. Manganese is one of the most common, or cosmogenesis. Now, the lab itself, we're focusing upon, again, what's the ocean floor, what's on the ocean floor, what's in the ocean floor. What type of sediment is present? You're looking at sedimentation rate. So we know that the ocean floor is loaded with the types of sediments that we just discussed. And in this lab, you're going to, again, talk about where these sediments came from, what types of sediments there are, and what information that they can provide to scientists. And you're going to record this information and look at sedimentation rates. Now, the sediment varies in the ocean, and the type of the basin and the availability of the sediment from the continents is something that scientists study. And again, the three terms that you're going to be using in this lab are lithogenesis, biogenesis, and hydrogenesis. Again, remember, lithogenesis is rocky sediments derived from the weathering of parent rock, continental parent rock or volcanoes. Biogenesis comes from the decay remains from tiny life of organisms, and hydrogenesis are chemical precipitates. Sediments are collected for analysis by scientists, sometimes in submersibles. They actually make a core of the sediments, and afterwards they measure the different types of sediment that are present, like when you're taking a soil sample. Again, the sediments and the grains of the sediments are classified by the following. size and texture, shape or texture, and the composition. And you just learned about the 3 types of composition: lithogenesis, biogenesis, or what's the last one? So you have these unknown lab samples in your virtual lab, and again you're looking at the sedimentary rate of deposition. Scientists often want to determine which sediments in different sizable cells at the bottom of a lake or an ocean. It has a lot to do with water quality and also looking at geological history of the earth. And you'll learn to describe these sediments as well. So what I'm going to do now is just show you an introduction to the lab, and let's get started.
Demonstration walkthrough will teach you how to use the lab activity. Click the nozzle on the hose to start the flow of water. Click to pick up the scoop. Click to scoop coarse sediment. Click to pour the sediment into the rudder. Click to drop the scoop. When the first particles reach the top mark on the tank, click to start the timer. When the first particles reach the bottom mark on the tank, click to stop the timer. The stopwatch displays the settling time in seconds. Click to reset the timer. The demonstration walkthrough is complete. Begin the lab activity.
So again, this lab is looking at the 3 types of main oceanic sediment and their precipitation rates. You're going to fill in the chart about the type and the time and make a data table from your results. Again, the 3 main types are lithogenous, biogenous, and hydrogenous or cosmogenous. I hope you enjoy this lab.